Hello, my name is Pink Rose Kitty, and today we are going to be playing Slay the Princess. Here is a content warning. This game is a horror game, so if anything on here, or if you want to search up their warnings on their site, which is listed here, then please do, because this game, again, is a horror game and has some gruesome images. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is the love story. Ah, well, isn't that nice? I will say, I have seen a lot of playthroughs of this. However, as you can see on the title, this is the Pristine cut now, meaning there are going to be new princesses and endings and chapters that I haven't seen before. But I do generally know quite a lot about the game, as I've been a fan for quite a long time. If you're looking for a first time playthrough, I would recommend Tomb No Last's Slay the Princess videos. They are very good and 100% worth a watch. Alright, with all of that out the way, let's get into this. New game. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
And our lovely narrator, as well as most of the voices in this game, are voiced by none other than Mr. Jonathan Sims from the Magnus Archives.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, let me see if we have any new choices. Right, it seems like we don't have any new choices at the beginning. I'm not sure how much is added to the Pristine cut, but I am very interested to find out. So I'm gonna go with Explore. Have you ever considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Because I think that's a valid point.
I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Okay, yep.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end. There is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Okay, that was all the same. He's just like, oh no, you need to slay the princess, and not giving me any reason other than she is dangerous and will end the world, which I mean is valid if it were true, but there's no evidence. I kind of want to mention, have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Because I always find that's quite funny dialogue. At the moment, I'm just exploring to see if there are any differences. I'm not seeing any so far, but I think most of our changes might be once we get to the princess, or possibly stemming from chapter 2's? Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Maybe we do.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I don't know. I'm pretty evil. Okay, I am not seeing new choices at the moment. I think I'm gonna just silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Yay!
A warning, before you go any further. She
will lie, she will cheat.
and she will do everything in her power to stop you from
I
slaying
know all of
her.
this. Sorry, I've watched this
Don't believe a
playthrough
word she
quite
says.
a lot. So I know quite a lot of the narrator's lines and may occasionally quote them. So don't mind me if I just quote along with him.
We're not going to go
I'll
through
try and
this,
not do that
right?
too much.
She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Exactly, I agree with Hero. We should save the princess.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So if perchance you haven't seen this game before and this is your first playthrough, Jonathan Sims voices the narrator and the voices in my head. There are various voices throughout this playthrough. Our one constant is our voice of the hero, who is just a golden retriever. Like, who just gives major golden retriever energy and is just really kind of trying to do the right thing. Kind of our voice of reason. Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Ooh, am I gonna take the blade or not?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
This is probably our first major choice. So, ooh. You know, I think I want to start out with not taking the blade, because I have a specific path that I want to do.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
He always thinks that slaying her's doing a favour. I don't honestly think that slaying someone is doing them a favour, even if they're locked up and in pretty bad conditions. I'd say that freeing them is probably more of a favour, but I get his point. She's probably miserable down here. That's why I'm gonna free her this round.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
See, she sounds nice.
It's hypnotising. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
I forgot how much of a simp Hero is here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Oh, am I? You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the full I'm here to save you attitude.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Oh.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone?
Exactly. 'Cause pretty privilege, am I right? Right, I'm just gonna turn some of the game sounds up, I think, because it's not too loud for me. Alright, I think that's slightly better with the game volume. Hopefully you guys can hear the voices alright. Otherwise, audio issues and everything will have to be fixed by next episode, because I'm gonna have to split this up into parts, as this is quite a long game.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Yeah, see, you shouldn't have chosen me.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Love how the end is capitalized. Just the M, TM. You know? Okay, no, I'm gonna get her out straight away, honestly. She doesn't need to wait.
Only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
See, Hero agrees with me.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock.
I wonder who did that.
Is someone else here?
I'm just gonna return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Easier for whom?
Exactly, Hero.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Oh, sure.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Just a quick warning, if anyone's a bit squeamish, now's the time to click off this video.
She barely hesitates before raising her
I
arm
warned
to her
you.
mouth, teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a
Oh.
trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Well, isn't
It's the
that
blade from
convenient?
upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's or we could use it to free her.
Sorry, I cut the narrator off a bit there. He was just telling me to murder her.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine. Against
Annoying
your
the
better
narrator is so
judgment,
funny.
you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Ugh.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Yuck, forgot about those noises.
Her limb falls to the ground,
Yum.
and the heavy chains follow
I've got
suit.
blood on my knife now.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles
I wonder
softly as
how
her
happy
gaze
she
meets
looks,
yours,
though.
blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
Here we go.
No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Alright, now, something I didn't say. I mentioned that I was going to try and save the princess. However, I didn't mention I plan to fail.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
I'm sorry. I have to do this for the path I want to go down.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
I don't think you need any arms to do that, honestly.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm.
Yep.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark,
and you
and
die.
you die.
We're gonna hear that line a lot. Here we are, the witch. This is one of my
You're
favorite
on
princesses.
a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm just gonna proceed straight to the cabin for this because I want to see something.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Opportunist, my beloved. Here we go.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm going to take the blade.
Take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
I love how the opportunist, I think, is the only voice to ever mention hiding the knife. The rest of the time, whenever you grab the knife, it's just, oh yep, I have a knife, and the princess sees you have a knife. Okay, I'm gonna approach the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
Lovely.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Some something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Yeah, you'll just, stab me. But that's okay. I'm gonna say hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Yeesh.
She must have you confused with someone
Sorry.
else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
Sure, opportunist.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Damn, I forgot the hero isn't normally sassy. That's quite sassy for the hero.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
I mean, endlessly debating about what to do with the princess is kind of what the game actually is.
Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Look how cute
You descend
she
the basement
is.
steps,
Boop.
entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are. One hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp,
Yep.
sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
No.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's
Yes,
happy.
opportunist.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Look, I know. Things got messy last time. But there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement.
I
You should
agree.
take it.
We should definitely take this.
Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Is there an option to get her out? Oh yes, here we go. I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill. Give her the blade. This is where I want to go.
You can't be serious.
Anyone who's familiar with this game might know the route I'm trying to go down and might know why. But this is one of my favourite paths in the game, so I'm gonna do this.
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to
Nope,
her.
we're giving
Well,
it to
as
her.
do I. Abstain?
This isn't a democracy.
Abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed, you know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and the chains fall from the princess's wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time, that sneaky little... A woman after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on us right now. Luckily for us, you're not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
Here we go. This is the option that I want to choose. You're beautiful. I want to actually save you. This feels like the only way to do it.
She pulls back, clearly caught off guard by whatever nonsense you just said to her.
That wasn't nonsense. That was coming from the heart.
I thought it was nice. Whether it's nice depends on if we meant it. We didn't mean it. Did we?
Yes, I did. She's so beautiful.
If you were lying, we'd all know. But unfortunately, you weren't lying.
What? What do you mean by that? What kind of game are you playing?
The look of surprise that momentarily softened her features vanishes as she steels her nerves. And
Yeah.
then she buries the blade in your heart. What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you this is what she was going to do.
I mean, I did it first. This is fair.
Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly,
There we go.
replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
This was the only way.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods. I can't believe she actually stabbed us. I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it.
Again, this isn't a democracy.
Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument.
No. This is the only way we get a good ending.
Oh, you're far from being on the right side of
Here we
anything.
go.
You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future.
Here's Smitten.
Oh, a visionary. I like it. Tell me more.
Oh my god, the opportunist likes him as well.
Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper.
Exactly.
I like journeys. Travelling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to? Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love.
Yes! I mean, it did say this is a love story.
She hates us. Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death.
Ah, yes. She hesitated before stabbing us to death. That is a true sign of love.
Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. So maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence.
Exactly.
You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try.
I agree.
Give what another try exactly? You are where I've been listening to you, right?
Shut up, narrator. No one cares about you.
It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom.
Yes.
Oh, are you?
Yes, we are.
Great, so you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
We're going to free her.
Please don't.
It's just like he's begging with a child. Just like, come on, I'm tired. Please don't.
You can't stop all of us, you villain.
Exactly, Smitten.
Let's just see how the wind blows. I'm not opposed to saving her, but let's not rule anything out just yet. Let's see what she has to say.
No, we're saving her.
Stop sitting on the fence and pick a side already. We don't need you waffling when things get hairy. I've already picked a side. Our side. I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, we wind up on top.
And we will. We'll just be with her.
Because that's worked out great so far. Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, I'll have you know, I wouldn't have gotten us killed last time. I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement.
Right. No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through. Proceed to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. The princess is a threat to you. She's a threat to me, and most importantly, she's a threat to the world. You know what you have to do.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned-out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old.
I just want to say here, I really love the detail of having poppies grow in the cabin. If you don't know, poppies are the flower that is used to symbolize World War II, as they grow on disturbed soil. So where there was bloodshed and war, they then grow, which shows the coming of a new dawn, that the poppies and life can sprout from the darkness, which is just, I know it's a bit over the top, but that's just, it's something that just is a nice detail that they added, because obviously we've backstabbed the princess and she's backstabbed us. There's only been conflict, but it shows that there is hope for new life and that there can be something different.
The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table. A pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do.
Yep.
I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work. If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers.
Yes, Smitten.
Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome
Smitten.
It went away when we touched it last time. You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. What are you doing? Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Enter the basement.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help.
I honestly agree with Smitten here. I think the thorns do represent the pain that we're both feeling.
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to free you. I mean it.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
Proceed down the stairs.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you, if you'll let me.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
Reach for the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms. She trusts us. She trusts us.
Smitten, not now.
Set your heart aflutter. Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. Feels good. Like we're special to her. We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings. Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out.
No!
We slay her, right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance. That
Nope.
sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him. I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2.
No, you don't count.
You don't
Exactly,
count.
hero.
And why shouldn't he count? because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
No.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Cut her
Yes.
free.
What a good idea. Let's cut her free.
Opportunist!
Oh, so you're suddenly team free her. You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess.
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion.
That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her.
And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys.
You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip.
That's right, our blade will not slip.
You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears
There she
streaking
is.
down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
And this is why I chose this path. For all the simps out here, I've gotta do it.
Can we actually do that? No, you can't. Absolutely not.
You know as well as I do that we can.
And we wouldn't want to throw away a chance for a special moment, now would we? If I were only capable of throwing myself off a bridge.
Bit extreme narrator, you know?
Well, are you going to describe our steamy, romantic kiss?
You lean in and you kiss her. And she reciprocates enthusiastically. You kiss. It's done. Are you happy now?
I love this path just because of how annoyed the narrator is at us kissing. It's beautiful.
Come on now, this is the big moment. You can do better than that. Ugh, fine.
You and the princess lock eyes and stare deep into each other's souls with all the roaring emotion that comes from letting what once was hatred turn into pure, unbridled passion. Are you making fun of us? And then each of you close your eyes and kiss. Words can describe neither the nuclear fire nor the oceanic depth of your connection. Please. I think he actually likes romance.
Yep, he loves it really.
If history itself were not about to end, historians would document this moment for the rest of time. Musicians would write era-defining ballads, and great artists would expend entire lifetimes trying to merely capture the spark you hold right now. He's making fun of us.
It doesn't matter either way because this is good stuff.
I'm aware of my skills. But unfortunately for you, the moment doesn't last forever. You open your eyes, the princess smiles gently up at you. Time for you to damn the whole world to oblivion, I suppose.
There we go. And we got the achievement, True Love's Kiss.
That was nice.
Her hand slips into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now
His
blocking
last
your only
attempt.
way out.
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really
Step
think a
up.
few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade.
We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes.
Exactly.
I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
I think step into the thorns.
As you step into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield.
I'm not afraid of the thorns anymore. We're gonna keep treading this thorny path together.
Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this?
Tried to make me kill her? Like, come on.
Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn star-crossed lovers like us to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving.
Exactly, Smitten. I couldn't have put it better myself.
We'll weave something new together. Something better.
You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day. You irredeemable murderers.
Again, we have more poppies here, showing the love that can come from conflict and showing that the future is bright. Apart from one thing,
What do we do now?
darkness closing in.
Where's everything going?
I'm sorry.
Why is it so cold?
We do not have an opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd go about looking for her.
Does this mean we won? Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
I can't believe she was taken away from us.
The nerve.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right? If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart.
I mean, she was kind of fair to hide herself away. I did kind of stab her in the back.
Do not mourn her. she isn't alone anymore.
Oh, I really like this, that she isn't alone anymore, which is nice. I do kind of feel bad for her that she's not herself anymore though. She's part of something bigger. Which, yes, I get that she's becoming, like, she is still her, she's part of something else, but it's not quite the same. If you get what I mean. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
That line's always so mean. Luckily I was prepared for that jump scare. It's always quite surprising when suddenly it shatters. Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
With the first path done, I am going to end things here. I hope you enjoyed. Have a very good Halloween, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!